Okay, Neha, tell me one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is Pinterest making or breaking the looks of brides and grooms?
I think that depends on how you use it.
Okay, I think we have so much to talk about it.
Exactly.
With that, this is Aishwarya Kailas,
And this is Neha Kelsey Sampson,
and welcome to Beyond the
Beyond the
Gowns.
Gowns. So yeah, I have this question for you.
Mhm.
Have you ever like saved a Pinterest look, a wedding look, and felt like this is exactly what I want for my wedding?
First of all, I have never thought about my wedding.
Okay.
Secondly, I don't think there is any particular look that I feel like, okay, this is me, I want to recreate this. Maybe a few of the inspos, and I think most of the looks that I
Mm-hmm.
feel like is good is mostly from Instagram and all, which are like not so popular.
Oh
I will
yeah.
find that one element which is like, okay, this looks really good, I
Save,
might
save, save.
recreate it. Yeah, exactly. And maybe after 1 or 2 months, I'm like, okay, I don't want this. It depends.
New inspirations come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What about you?
I think for me it was never Pinterest, okay? I
Mhm,
think this will go back to school.
mhm.
Like when I was in school, I used to watch Say Yes to the Dress a lot.
Oh
Like a
yeah.
lot. And
Uh-huh.
every time like Randy Fenoli would like bring outfits and I'd be like, "Oh my God, this gown, this is exactly what I want for my wedding." And I would be like, I don't care if it is like very huge and if I'm going to drown in the gown, no problem. But I would be like, this is exactly what I want. But after school,
Mhm,
like when I started like learning more about all this,
mhm,
then I used to feel like, okay, maybe this is not meant for me. This is
mhm,
not something that will like, suit my body type
mhm.
and all of it. Because I remember in school, I used to have all these cutouts.
Oh
And
damn.
like, a dream. I don't know about like
Mhm.
having the groom or not, but I knew how I wanted my wedding outfit to
You're like
look.
Monica from Friends.
So
Guys, meet Monica from Friends in real life.
hi. So I knew how I wanted my wedding outfit to be, okay?
Mhm,
That was so serious.
mhm.
And but after school, yeah, it was totally different. And after that, it all like went away. And like we'll see when the time comes, and you keep changing, your ideas keep changing,
Mhm.
and when you learn more about your proportions and all of it, it changes. So yeah, but it
Yeah,
was never Pinterest for me.
yeah, exactly. I feel like nowadays Pinterest is becoming a, a platform from where people are blindly following so many things.
Oh,
And
very
and
true.
I think this is the main reason why we chose the topic for today as well, because we have been, I mean, the main concern for both of us is that people are looking so much alike these days.
Yeah, it's more about like you go on to Pinterest and you just check for a particular outfit and you just feel like, oh, this is exactly what I want. And then immediately you go to your designer or, the boutiques and all of them, tell them to do the exact thing. But then you're not satisfied end of the day because
Mm,
that's not something that's meant for you.
exactly.
And you know how, like, even sometimes you might take inspiration from Pinterest
Mm,
of someone with the same skin tone as you,
mhm,
and you'd feel like, okay, so if this suits her or him, it will suit me because she's of the same color,
mhm.
But the thing is, nobody looks at the fact that there's a lot of Photoshop or, like, editing that has happened behind that, and that's why that picture looks a certain way.
Oh yeah, and the AI that is coming these days, the pictures getting
Mm-hmm.
edited with AI, I think that is becoming a huge problem in the wedding market, especially for hair and makeup artists.
Oh, yeah.
I have heard from like makeup artists like brides will come with a heavily edited picture,
Okay.
maybe
Makeup.
yeah,
Oh,
makeup, yeah,
yeah.
with AI enhanced pictures. They will show the picture and they are like, okay, I need this makeup. First of all, that's impossible to recreate. I mean, it's not even possible to recreate that look, even with the lights. Even if the makeup artist goes to the photographer and say, "Please edit it to this way," I don't think that's
Yeah, and
possible to replicate it.
end of the day, the disappointment the bride or the groom will have
Mm-hmm.
because of that certain picture,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't even see like how edited that was.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Even the hair, right? I've seen
Mm-hmm.
like hair, it looks so fine, and that's like highly edited.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like when you tell them like this is a edit picture, then oh no, this I think I have seen people do this and all of
Do you
that.
remember the shampoo ads that we used to see when we were in our childhood? Like the long, luscious
Oh.
black hair. Then we will buy the shampoo and like, I'm
Yeah,
not
my
getting.
hair doesn't look like
why,
that. How?
why am I not getting the same hair by using the 1 rupee shampoo? Why? It's another scenario
Yeah, so
like that
true. I
only.
understand that.
Yeah, so I think AI with AI and the heavily Photoshop pictures that are available on Pinterest, it's
Mm-hmm.
becoming a hassle for the hair and makeup artists when it comes to brides who are showing the exact pictures to them and asking for the replica. That is actually not possible. Before going into deciding what makeup or hair look you want for your wedding, you have to be more cautious about what are you looking out in Pinterest. Not like, okay,
Yeah.
you might see a picture and you're like, okay, it's looking really nice, but you have to consider, is it gonna look good on me? Is it gonna look
Yeah, I
good
think
on
that's
my
the first question that should come to your head,
exactly.
Because I feel like Pinterest is a really nice platform. Like, it gives you good direction or, visual clarity and good ideas. But I feel like if you're going to get married anytime soon, the first thing you need to do is stay away from all the social platforms and like sit with yourself, sit with a notebook, and then write down the things like, what kind of a wedding do I want to have? Like, what is the vibe I'm looking for? Is it subtle or is it loud or is it like very happening? And what kind of a bride or a groom do I want to be on my wedding? And by the time you answer all these questions, you will have some sort of clarity, and you'll have some sort of direction. And after that, if you like go into these social platforms, it's totally fine because whatever you're going to look for over there will be based on these questions and based on this reference that you already have made in your head. And then it becomes more easy for you to search as well. At the same time, you will know like, okay, this is the things I'm going for, and you will know what will suit and what will not suit. At that time itself, you will cut down on a lot of things. It's not like how you just go on to Pinterest. Okay, tomorrow I'm getting married. Pinterest, and we like, I aesthetic wedding
What
pictures.
what aesthetic? What aesthetic
Aesthetic
exact?
wedding reference. What is this word aesthetic over there? Like, what is the aesthetic that you are looking for? It should have some other meaning as well, right? It's just
Exactly.
like going to Pinterest and be like, okay, aesthetic wedding.
I think that word aesthetic itself is so much misused these days. Like,
Yeah,
what
it's
do you?
overused, it's misused,
Yeah.
and it's like it's everywhere for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the pointers that you have mentioned before, we have talked that in the first episode as
Mm-hmm.
well. The motto behind Beyond the Gowns, like art, heritage, and
Oh
personalization.
yeah.
I think these three pointers might help everyone who is going to get married to decide the kind of aesthetic or the kind of look you are looking forward on your wedding day. Like what
True.
sort of artistic elements you have to include in your
And the
wedding
kind of
look.
personalization, something
Mhm.
about yourself,
Yeah.
that just stands out on that big day. It's a very big thing because as it is the most.
So I think we have discussed it in the first
Mm-hmm.
episode, like the motto behind Beyond the Gowns, like the art, personalization, and
Oh yeah.
heritage. I think these three pointers, brides and grooms can actually adopt when you are getting married, because just decide what all artistic elements you have to include in your wedding look, the personalization, like what are the things that is close to you, a certain design, a particular type of jewelry, or a peculiar palette of colors which are more close to you, you include that in your wedding look. And about heritage or culture, if you are someone from a particular state or from a culture, try to include those elements
True.
into your wedding look, because that those elements are the ones that is going to make the look,
Stand out.
yeah, stand out and little more better than what people are usually going for. So that is definitely going to make you a unique bride or a unique groom than the Pinterest pictures or inspos that you are blindly going for.
Yeah, and the thing is that when you're getting married and you
Mm,
have like so many ideas
mm,
and you feel like the best platform to look for is like Pinterest
mm,
or any other social platform in that case,
mm,
you just feel like, okay, it's the place that I can get the right guidance from.
mm.
But end of the day, what happens is you get overwhelmed
Yeah.
and you don't really know what to do. And that's where like a stylist comes in, you know, gives
Yeah,
you kind
exactly.
of an order, a structure
Mhm.
to like, you know, look, you can, everything is here, but you can look in that direction because
Mhm.
that is the right place for you.
Mhm.
And you will have a lot of choice, you will have a lot of options over there. It's not like,
Mhm.
okay, now since I have to go on this one road, I don't have a lot of options. No, that's
Mhm.
not how it is. You'll have a lot of options, but at the same time, whatever you pick from there, it'll all work out for you naturally. You know, that's
So
the magic of a stylist.
yeah, so true.
So yeah, what are your thoughts on the trending color palettes on Pinterest?
I think it's a good guideline when you're confused, but I don't think it's something like a one size fit all for everyone, like brides or grooms.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe the trending color of the year or for the season would be something leaning too much towards warm and bright colors.
True.
But for someone like me who's in autumn season, we
Mm-hmm.
are leaning more towards a bit of a deep, muted, warm
Warm
undertone colors.
undertones. Yeah.
So that might not suit for someone who is like in my skin tone. So or and the other skin tones that doesn't come under those color palettes. So if they are blindly following those colors in the name of trending color of the year, that is not going to enhance the way they look on their wedding day.
So true.
Yeah, so it's very important, especially when it comes to colors. It's very important for everyone to go for the colors that suits them the best rather than the colors which are trending right now. Right.
Yeah, I even feel like, you know, how like you look at a picture, okay,
Mm,
and like somebody is wearing this really cool red
mm,
outfit, okay,
mm,
and you feel like, okay, I think this would be really good for my event, and
yeah.
you want to get that exact red, so you get it even dyed, and you know,
Mm,
and
mm,
you get all the embroidery done on it and
mm.
all of that. But end of the day, when you're like trying it on, or the day you're getting all photographed and all of that, it actually doesn't suit you, maybe because a warm red would look more good on you.
Yeah, exactly. And for, certain colors will be the exact opposite of our, our bright colors or our good colors,
Yeah.
the colors that suits us the most. Some colors would
Yeah.
be exact opposite of that. No matter how much makeup you put on, no matter how much good lighting or editing you do, I don't think those colors will look any good on
Yeah,
anyone,
I feel like there are like you can use all the colors, but the thing is
Mm.
you have to know on what side of the color you are in.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
I feel when you know that,
Mm.
you can like go ahead and like experiment with that, you know,
Yeah,
and you're gonna
exactly.
find more easy things.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with makeup also, right? Like,
Yeah, makeup also it's the same. I feel like when it comes to Pinterest and the makeup that you see on
mm-hmm.
Pinterest, it's actually gonna make you so much confused because for some you might be seeing a bride with a very nice natural looking makeup look,
Mm-hmm.
and you will be going and showing it to your makeup artist and telling them, okay, I need a very natural finish like this. But in reality, that might be a bride with a full face of makeup with good contour and blush, but
Oh,
yeah, blended in such a
yeah.
way that it looks very natural. But they will be like, I don't need that much foundation. I need only a little bit of blush.
Little bit.
I don't need any contour. And then they will be showing an inspo picture that will be heavily like with a full coverage of makeup with highly edited picture. So that might actually deceive you when it comes to the reference picture and showing it to the makeup or hair artist. They will tell them, like, obviously whenever I have a conversation with hair and makeup artists, they will be like, we always go and tell them about this is a
mm-hmm.
fully like a this is a full coverage makeup look, and you're asking for a light coverage. So especially when people having a little bit of a textured skin or scars or something,
Scars or
yeah,
yeah.
so pigmentation or something with light coverage, it won't like go away, or they can't do a proper they can't hide it properly with the light coverage. But
Makes sense.
it's okay to have texture on your skin, it's okay to have pigmentations as well, but if you're looking for a fully covered a makeup where all those scars, I mean all those textures and everything is covered, then I don't think a light base of makeup will be good for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and that's the reason, like, even the makeup also, the way it gets like photographed, like it looks totally opposite to what you had in your mind, because you had an idea of this is how it will look on my skin, but then and turns out it's not.
Yeah, I mean, for this, it's better. I mean, this is where the hair and makeup artist or wedding stylist come to
Yeah, even like
place.
even not just the colors, even the silhouettes also matter a lot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because not all silhouettes will suit you.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like, you remember how I told you about I would like go for all these huge gowns thinking like this is gonna look good, but then I'll
Yeah,
be drowning in it. And you
yeah,
see
exactly.
brides wear like lehengas where like they will be drowning in it, but still they want that because it's like really huge and they feel like it'll look really good. But the problem is when you have like so much of hand working on a lehenga like that, okay, and you want the whole design to be seen, right? But if you're like short and like, even if you wear a high heels, not necessarily that whole design will be seen properly, because
Yeah.
you're drowning in it. And the fabric will also, like, even if you have like a proper can inside it, it will still not look exactly like how you wanted it to be, because mostly the person that was wearing that lehenga that you took the reference from would be like slightly taller than you. So what you can do is to make it look good on you, the best thing you can do it is like take a size of design that is on the lehenga a little different. So maybe like if there is a huge design on it, you can make that a little small. So that way it will suit your body shape.
Okay, I think this comes very handy for petite brides.
Oh, definitely.
Like some of them will be like going for a lehenga which has so much
Working
embroidery,
on it. Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
much works on it, very heavy, dupatta with very heavy accessories. Those actually looks nice. I'm not saying don't go for it if you actually like it, but the thing is, on your wedding day, you have to be the star, not your outfits or not,
Yeah,
definitely not the jewelries
it should,
alone.
the attention should not go away from you. End of
Yeah.
the day,
Mm.
you should be seen there. It's your day and it's all about you. So you need to make it about you no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, uh, people are coming and seeing you and like, oh my God, that lehenga looks absolutely gorgeous. That harem is looking so damn good. But nobody is talking about you. Then that doesn't make any sense. Then no
Yeah.
matter so much efforts put into the look is going just going waste.
So adding on to that, as much as your lehenga is important, or whatever you're going with it, like the jewelry, it's very important about your hairstyle as well. Like what hairstyle you choose according to your face shape and the hair accessories, don't you think?
Yeah, I think hair accessories is a big of a hassle for when it comes to the wedding day. Like, the brides will choose some sort of like example, the Mang Tika, they will get something that they felt like it's really good. Then they get it to the makeup artist, they will put on them. Then that will not go well with the size of their forehead.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's such a big problem
exactly.
actually.
Like if you're someone with like very broad forehead like me, which by the way is hidden by bangs right now. I know. So if you're someone with a very broad forehead, then there is no meaning for you to wear a very tiny piece
Tiny
of,
piece,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
not go it's not even gonna show up. So for those people, a little big of Mang Tika might look good, but there are people with really tiny forehead
And they
going
go
with
for a
really
big.
big, yeah, that's like that will come up to their eyebrows and then they will be like, okay, this is like, I have seen videos of makeup artists saying about this, like if you're just go for hair accessories that suits the shape of your forehead, like Mang Tika or
Yeah.
like sheesh pattis and
And
all.
the biggest problem is that, like, I mean, I'm not saying it's a problem, but if you buy your jewelry without seeing or like considering your face shape,
Yeah.
thing is you already bought it and now you're kind of attached to your jewelry.
Yeah, exactly.
Emotional attachment to your jewelry. So now you want to make it work regardless of what.
Yeah, exactly. See, even if you can't afford a stylist or anyone, just go to the store, try it out once, and then buy it, especially when it comes to Mang Tikas, because
Yeah, it's very
it's,
important.
yeah, it's gonna be a
I feel like
big,
Mang Tikas can like break or make the look,
yeah, exactly. Oh,
because
oh my
it's
God, it's gonna
right on your
frame,
forehead.
it's gonna frame how your face is gonna look.
Yeah.
So Yeah, that also Pinterest can be sometimes deceiving because we will look into the photo, see the bride wearing the mangtika, and like I want exactly the same,
Same
but
thing.
this
Yeah.
that shape won't even go well with your face shape or the forehead or the overall structure of your face.
Yeah.
So
Even
yeah.
uh just I just thought of this right now.
Mhm.
Even how, like, because you have a Pinterest reference for your wedding outfit,
Mhm.
and if you go for the next reference you go for is what color will suit the groom.
Oh my God. I think we have to do that
Like
on a separate episode, like grooms. I have so much to talk about grooms.
okay, we'll
It's
go
so
there later. But yeah,
yeah.
that also, and
Mm,
poor groom, gets to wear, or like just to compliment the bride, like, you just have
mm,
to wear a color that goes well with the color of the lehenga or
yeah. Just,
sari.
I think I have to add one more point to that is,
Mm-hmm.
you know, about the makeup. Like
Mm-hmm.
the makeup shades, it gets pretty much messed up when it comes to this creators and all comes and says, okay, the lipstick shades that look good on brown
Brown
skin.
skin. Oh,
What
yeah, yeah,
brown
yeah.
skin? I am brown skin. That lipstick is looking orange on me. What do you mean brown skin? So it's just about the undertones and the intensity. These all things impact so much when it comes to the shade of makeup that you're using. You
Very
can
true.
yeah, you can
Like, even the brown lipstick that I have that looks good on me doesn't look good on you.
no, exactly. And I think all the messed up lipstick that I have looks extremely attractive on you. That's the thing. I see all those YouTube videos where they are saying, okay, this is universally flattering on all the brown skin. Then I go there, I buy that and wear that, and I'm like, okay, I am completely washed out, or it looks too orange. So that is a pretty much misleading thing
Oh,
when it comes to the
yeah.
makeup shades. So what
Girls,
kind
pick
of
your shade.
yeah, exactly. Whenever you're picking your shade, go try it out and buy it.
Yeah,
Because
don't actually, makeup especially,
mm,
don't just take it blindly because somebody is recommending that.
yeah,
Like, this shade is good, that shade is good, this looks good on these skin tones. No, don't ever take that recommendation, because it's always good for you to try it on your own
mm,
and see if it really works out for you.
yeah,
Otherwise, don't go for it.
yeah, exactly.
It's not just for wedding, it's on even on regular days. If it's
Mm,
even for a casual day out, don't just go on basis of somebody's recommendation. It's best for you to go pick it out on your own.
and and the same thing comes to the colors to wear on the wedding day. The colors that looks flattering on the brown skin. What brown skin? What undertone?
What colors in your mind right now?
I mean, there aren't any specific colors, but when they say brown skin, what kind of brown skin? What undertone? Is it warm or
Oh,
cool
yeah.
or neutral? Is it deep or bright? So there are different variations to the skin
True to the
tone,
skin tone.
especially when it comes to Indians.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
even like we are from South India, here there is a big variation of colors from very light to very deep
Very
skin.
deep. Yeah.
So it's like every complexion looks so great when it is paired with the right colors.
Yeah.
Like, it looks absolutely
And it goes
amazing.
completely off when you don't pick the right colors,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
because that the colors play such a big role.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I feel all of this is about how these small details coming together, and together it makes the look like extraordinary. So yeah, it's not like Pinterest is not the right platform to get things done, but it's all about how you use it. You can definitely make or break a look depending on how your research works and what you're looking forward to. Don't blindly go into Pinterest and, like, be like, this is exactly what I want, but rather do your own research and see what works for you first, and then look into Pinterest, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get some amazing reference that you can use for your big day.
With that, tell us, comment down below, what is that one Pinterest mistake that you made on your wedding day? So this is Aishwarya Kailas.
And this is Neha Kathy Sampson. See you in the next episode.